Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Rob. Hi,
Um,
Ian, Holly, Carol. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Give me a wave if you can hear me. Perfect. If I can ask everyone to keep their mics on mute, just so that we don't have any disturbance throughout the webinar, you're welcome to keep your beautiful faces on. So we have a health and wellness focused webinar for you this afternoon. So we're going to tell you what St. Lucia means to us in the wellness market and what we have to offer for your clients in St. Lucia. So for those who don't know me, hi, my name is Nicole Compton and I am the Sales and Marketing Manager for Trade at the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. This afternoon, I have two lovely co-hosts here with me. I've got Alice from Hyatt Inclusive Collection. She's going to be telling you about Zoetry and Marigot Bay's wellness offerings in St. Lucia. And I've also got Angela from Claire Marketing. She'll be telling you about Body Holiday and Stolen Time and their offerings into our St. Lucia wellness market. I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about the destination for those who are not familiar with St. Lucia or just want a little recap on what the destination has to offer. So hopefully you can all see my screen okay. I just need to unmute myself. So can everybody hear me okay? Okay.
yes.
Oh, guys, if you can just mute yourselves. Okie dokie. So why St. Lucia? I'm just going to give you a couple of reasons why you should first send your clients to St. Lucia, and then we're going to dive into our health and wellness offering. So St. Lucia is the 16th times winner of the world's leading honeymoon destination, which makes us the romance capital of the Caribbean. The island's also won in the last 3 consecutive years the Caribbean's leading adventure tourism destination and also the Caribbean's leading nature destination. She's been described as being the green heart of the Caribbean. She has year-round tropical weather ranging from high 20s to high 30 degrees Celsius. And she does technically have 2 seasons, rainy seasons from June to November, dry seasons from December through to May. But even during the rainy season, you get little to no rainfall at all in St. Lucia, or what we call liquid sunshine, because it is what helps the island stay nice and green and lush. She has some of the top resorts in the world and some of the top wellness resorts in the Caribbean, and you will be hearing from that resort later on. She has world-class gourmet diving, world-class dining, diverse attraction, rich culture, and over 19,000 acres of natural rainforest. She's also home to the she's also home to the fastest woman in the world, with Julian Alfred winning the island's very first Olympic medal last summer at the Paris Olympics. To give deep dive into a little bit about her resume, so she's located in the Eastern Caribbean, bordered by the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. You could find the sister island of Martinique to the north of the island, and also on the southwest coast, you will find St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The island measures 27 miles long and 14 miles wide, and the island has been an independent nation since 1979. She was so popular, she was 7 times British, 7 times French until she gained her independence from the United Kingdom. So we do speak English as our main language in St. Lucia, but we also speak broken French, also known as Creole, as that French heritage. And you might have wondered, why do I keep referring to her as a she? Reason being is that she is the only country in the world to be named after a woman, which is why we say to you, let her inspire you. She has historical influences with the Caribs, the Arawaks, the Africans, Indians, and obviously the French and the British. She has over 30 beaches, 22 dive sites, 25 waterfalls, rivers, and springs, and over 150 adventures for your clients to enjoy. She's also home to the Caribbean's only drive-through volcano. Just to give you a quick idea of the island, so from the UK, US, and Canada, you will fly into Heronora Airport in the south of the island. However, if you have clients who are looking to island hop, they can fly in and out of our domestic regional airport, George F.L. Charles, in the capital of the island called Castries. We've got a couple of marinas and bays where your clients, if they enjoy sailing, they can dock, either the Rodney Bay IGY Marina, the Marigot Bay Marina, or also the Soufrière Marina as well. I'm just going to show you a little video of St. Lucia's health and wellness offerings. Please pay close attention to the natural sounds that we've included into the video. Isn't that just tranquil? And doesn't that make you feel like you want to be out there doing yoga beneath the pitons or even taking having an amazing massage at the base of the Sulphur Springs? So in St. Lucia, we identified 6 pillars of wellness that we think that we have to be able to offer to the public. And I'm going to take you through these 6 pillars of wellness. The first one is natural healing and nature's therapies. And this is because we have the Caribbean's only drive-through volcano where a sulfuric mud bath can make you come out looking 10 years younger or can have other medicinal benefits. We also offer thalassotherapy, and we've got undisturbed rainforest, over 19,000 acres, as I mentioned at the beginning, and an amazing range of nature trails like the Tet Pool Nature Trails, or even hiking like our Three Peaks Challenge. So that's the first pillar of wellness that we've identified. The second pillar is treatment and therapies. We are home to some of the most amazing wellness resorts, which you'll hear from. We have world-class experts. A lot of these resorts have experts from all over the world, whether it's East India, China, who are qualified in their field to be able to diagnose clients and give them the right treatments that they need. The third one is mindfulness. That includes working with some of the resorts and also independent studios as well to be able to do whether it's yoga or Tai Chi or meditation and just living in the art of that art form and really understanding what it actually means to be mindful and to take it all in as well with all that nature that we have around us. The fourth one is where medical meets wellness, and this is working with qualified professionals such as surgeons, skin experts to be able to diagnose. So St. Lucia becoming a world-class port where people will come for their medicinal purposes, whether it's weight loss treatments or various different skin allergies, but just being able to provide that using some of the trained experts that we have around the world. The fifth pillar is healthy cuisine. And this is probably one of my favorite pillars because it involves really natural, wholesome food. And because we are a volcanic island, our food does grow quite well in St. Lucia. So we do a lot of farm to table. A lot of the restaurants are in St. Lucia, whether it's on resort or independent, are able to cater for all dietary requirements. You can also do cooking classes and learn how to cook delicious St. Lucian meals as well. So just being a number one destination for farm to table, something that one of the pillars that we want to be quite proud of. And the sixth and the final pillar is sustainability and community tourism. For us, that means working with the community tourism organization and being able to push forward some of the local tourism aspects that we have, whether it's local artists, local musicians, local therapists, local doctors who create medicinal purposes for medicine, sorry, from some of the local herbs and vegetables that we have around St. Lucia. Also working with the National Trust to be able to preserve places like Pigeon Island National Park and being able to work with the Soufriere Marine Foundation in terms of preserving the coral, just being more sustainable and being more aware and conscious of our actions. I'm going to just touch on diverse accommodation a little bit and tell you some of the options that we have in St. Lucia. So we have a range of luxury and boutique resorts, all-inclusive resorts, family-friendly resorts, romantic adults-only resorts, eco-friendly and sustainable lodges, also private villas and Airbnbs. So we definitely have something for everybody, whether they're wanting to be a bit more independent, whether they want to be in a smaller property like our Collection de Pépite for properties with less than 35 rooms. Or if they want to book a bigger resort, we've got something for everyone in St. Lucia. Even though your clients are coming for wellness doesn't mean they can't take part and enjoy some of our amazing activities throughout the year. Two staple events that we have, and the first one is our St. Lucia Arts and Jazz Festival. This year is from the 30th of April to 11th of May. We have a calendar of amazing artists from headlining acts being John Legend, Earth, Wind and Fire. We've also got gospel group Maverick City is going to be singing. So it's not just a jazz music festival. It's a world-renowned music festival because we have various different genres of music. So if you have clients who are interested in music but they want to come to St. Lucia for health and wellness, definitely look out for the dates of 2026 if they're unable to make this year. And the lineup of artists is always pretty amazing. We've also got St. Lucia Carnival in July. This is the celebration of St. Lucia culture, Caribbean culture, heritage, celebration, colors, pageantry. There's various different events that take place throughout the month of July, June and July, culminating on the two parade days, which this year is the 21st and the 22nd of St. Lucia. Another thing that your clients can enjoy and just be part of if they're visiting around that time. Couple of quick useful facts. So we do have direct flights from the UK, US, Canada, and the Caribbean to St. Lucia. I do need to update this slide. My apologies. But from the end of May, we will only have British Airways flying between 6 or 7 times a week between now and November, and going back to a 7 times a week service from November into the winter period. I mentioned the two airports that we have in St. Lucia. Now, because St. Lucia is very mountainous and hilly and has all that amazing rainforest, it can take about an hour and a half to transfer by road and by ferry. But we do have an option of a helicopter transfer as well, which can take about 10 minutes between the two airports. We accept two currencies island-wide, Eastern Caribbean dollar and the US dollar. And you don't require a visa if you are a British or an Irish or European passport holder to go to St. Lucia. All that we ask that your passport is valid for the duration of your trip, so you don't need 6 months like other places do. Just to give you a quick look at our schedules. So like I mentioned, we do have that weekly service with 7 times a week service with British Airways out of London Gatwick, 2 weeks running until the end of May. We've also got great connections out of North America. So if your clients are wanting to fly into New York, Miami, etc., we do have great connections down into St. Lucia from there. Just a quick reminder to complete our online immigration form, or just to advise your clients that they can do that up to 3 days before departure, because we no longer do the forms on the aircraft. Another reminder, hopefully that you are all a St. Lucia expert. Excuse me, where you log your bookings, and we know that you are booking. I know some of you specifically on that call definitely are booking St. Lucia, so please log your bookings onto our training program. We do quarterly rewards, and each year we also invite our top 5 independent travel agents and top 5 tour operators to our Global Peter Awards, and these are the people who log the most room nights into St. Lucia. So if you have any bookings that you've made since the 1st of January this year, you can log them on, and anything up until the 31st of December. Just a couple of quick new things that we're excited to shout about. So we do have a new activity excursion called the Small Six. For a lot of you may be familiar with the Big Five out of Africa, but in St. Lucia we have 6 endemic species. So what we're doing is we're inviting visitors to the island to find these 6 endemic species. You get a qualified guide, and they're able to put together a whole program for you to just be out there with nature and really take it all in. We have the new Secret St. Lucia Resort and Spa that will be opening in June of this year. So that's an amazing addition to our accommodation inventory. So definitely try to get those viewings in if you are going to St. Lucia with us on a fam trip, or you've got your own independent trip, and also get those bookings in as well. Sapphire Sands Villas by Bay Gardens Resort that will be opening by the winter of this year. I believe they are on sale now from November, December onwards. So please check that out. If you contact the UK rep, or if you let me know, I can put you in touch and you can get some renderings of the resort. We also have a new golf course resort called Cabot St. Lucia, and they sit on an 18-hole golf course. Currently, Sandals are the owners of the other golf course in St. Lucia, but this golf course takes outside guests. So if you have anybody who wants, golf and sporty is a form of health and wellness as well. So we can definitely put you in touch with them and see if you can book them some time on the golf course. Last but by no means least, we do have another wellness property coming to St. Lucia. And this one is really exciting because it is like a boot camp. It's for those who are serious into health and wellness and really want to travel to the Caribbean to not only enjoy the natural health and wellness that they have, but to be trained and to be diagnosed by specialists from around the world. So it's definitely something exciting that we're looking forward to, and that should be open by the end of this year. So I hope that I've given you a nice little introduction to St. Lucia and what she has to offer. We'd love you to stay connected with us through our social media channels, also on the training program that I mentioned. And I will be in touch with all of you in my follow-up when I share with you the a copy of the presentation and also some useful fact sheets that you can use moving forward. So hopefully you really took in what I've mentioned about St. Lucia, because we are going to be giving away some prizes at the end. So hopefully you've been taking notes. And I am now going to be handing over to Alice, who's going to tell you all about Zoetry Marigot Bay St. Lucia.
Thank you so much. Okay, hi everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm just going to get this ready and share my screen with you. Nice to see some familiar faces and familiar names. That's always nice. Brilliant. Hopefully you can all see that. That's going to go full screen.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, great. So I'm here today to talk to you about a gorgeous resort called Zoetry Marigot Bay. You can see from the top line stats here, it's 124 boutique suites. We've got 7 different dining options, 4 bars and 2 pools. In terms of our Zoetry resort, these are our boutique wellness and spa resorts. They don't have an age limit, so we do welcome children at a Zoetry. There is no child rate, and they are very much focused on your wellness and well-being with an adult focus. So there isn't a kids club at a Zoetry resort, so it might take the right kind of child and the right kind of adult to bring a child to a Zoetry, but they're very much welcome at Zoetry resorts. Our Zoetries are very much highly personalised services. Just a couple of examples there. At Zoetry Agua, Punta Cana, when you arrive, they give you different scents to smell, and they ask which one of those you prefer so that the housekeeping team can use that when they service your room. Also, at Zoetry Agua, you don't have a room number. They put your name on the suite, so that means when you go to dinner or lunch or anything like that, you give your name rather than your room number. That's an example of the kind of personalised detail at a Zoetry resort. Unique cultural, artistic and educational enrichment experiences are available, and I'll show you some of the activities that are on offer in a standard week at Zoetry Marigot Bay. We've got award-winning dining and wine collections available. The dining experiences incorporate local fresh ingredients and again, are great at catering to dietary needs. You can get in touch with the team in advance to give a heads up for any special requirements, but they are really, really great at allergies and catering for individuals. They also have a focus on sustainability and respect for the local community and conservation practices. So really good things for you to know. In terms of the resort itself, I know there's a lot of text going on this slide, but just to highlight a couple of things for you. In terms of the suites, there are interconnecting options. So for example, we have the penthouse accommodation, which has interconnecting. It's a 2-story section and you have up to 7 adults within the penthouse accommodation. It's about an hour in terms of the transfer from the airport, and it's on a gorgeous winding road. As Nicole said, you can do a helicopter transfer as well, which is included in certain room categories at Zoetry Marigot Bay. And the drive itself is just stunning to really appreciate and get some fantastic views as you go down towards Marigot Bay. The resort itself has Marina Village, and I'll show you some pictures of that, but it's almost a 3-in-1 resort experience because you've got the beach, you've got the village, and you've got the resort itself. It also has a rum cave on property, and I'm going to show you an example of that. It's got a gorgeous spa village as well, and you can see the pitons from the resort itself. In terms of our all-inclusive offering, we call it Endless Privileges. And as you can see, it's a really comprehensive package. Signature a la carte dining, so there's no buffets, only a la carte dining. You've got 24-hour in-suite dining, so not just room service, but someone would stay with you, top up your wine, take away your plate, all of the things like that. So personal service there in your room. Every day you get sparkling wine and fresh fruit delivered to your room. Your minibar can be personalised and refreshed twice a day. Your maid could come 3 times a day. Pool and beach wait service are included as standard. There's also a complimentary amount of laundry that you can have during your stay. You get a welcome bottle of the local rum, and a complimentary wellness experience is included as well. So that's as standard in every single room type across our Zoetry resorts. Here's a quick video to give you a flavour of Zoetry Marigot Bay. There was only some very quiet music in there in case you thought you couldn't hear it. It sounded much louder when I played it earlier. Right, let's dive into this resort then. As you can see, we are marina front in Marigot Bay Yacht Haven, which is a stunning marina. You've got some fantastic yachts and boats there. You can arrive by boat should you wish, and then you can check in from there. You can see the resort is nestled into the hillside with fantastic views from all of the different rooms. In terms of the resort itself, if you were to walk along that little pier that you see at the front, that brings you along the edge of the marina. So the resort's now on the left-hand side. And then the blue buildings you can see on the right, that's the Marina Village. So that's kind of the second part of the resort. Over there, we've got Coco Cafe, our coffee shop. We've also got Hurricane Hole, where you can have your breakfast or your dinner. There's also a bar there, Hurricane Hole, which is one of the oldest places in Marigot Bay. What's great is that locals come in there and other people visiting on their boats, so you can interact with locals, you can have some great conversations with other travellers. Don't feel like you're in a bubble of the resort, but it's all included in your endless privileges. So you don't pay for anything. The person next to you might be paying for their drink because they've just arrived from outside the resort, but you haven't paid anything, which is great. In terms of access to the beach, you might remember this being a Capella resort a couple of years back, and then it reopened as a Zoetry in 22. This resort now has a dedicated area of the beach, Le Basse Beach, which you can see in the background of this picture here. It's about a 2-minute transfer, and you go on this private boat, this little luxury pontoon here, which basically goes whenever anyone wants to go. There's no service to it. It takes up to 2 minutes if they did a nice dawdly, windy route to get from one spot to the other. You can see it's a lovely little area of beach. You've got nice sand, you've got your beach sun lounges provided, luxury towels. There's also your beach concierge service offering you drinks, water, and you can see in the background, excuse me, where the big boat is, that's the main part of the resort, and then the blue buildings are Marina Village, and you can see the pier there. It really is so close. The lady is standing on the pier outside Marina Village. You can see the beach in the background. It really is that close. So that's the kind of third part of the resort. So that 3-in-1 resort experience. I took a group of agents out here in May last year, and they said they weren't convinced before we went out about having a resort in the Caribbean that wasn't on the beach, but they loved it. They said it's fantastic because it does feel like, it feels almost like you're going on a trip, but it's not really too much effort. You don't have to worry about it. You could go there and back in 10 minutes if you wanted to, but it really works. It's a gorgeous beach. It's not a huge beach. So if beach is the number one thing about someone's holiday, perhaps this isn't entirely the right resort for them. But if you love beach, but you also love the pools and you love the resort, then this is fantastic. The rooms themselves are really light and bright. They have fantastic either garden views or you have views out over the bay, which are absolutely stunning. This is one of the junior suites, which is the lead-in room category. You've also got things like the penthouse that I mentioned earlier, which has a little kind of kitchenette area. You've got a lovely table there to have your in-suite dining should you wish, and a really gorgeous wraparound terrace as well. This one has a nice plunge pool out there. In terms of dining, this is 1461, which is the signature restaurant, and those are the coordinates of its location, 1461. And again, you can see those marina views out there. This is where you can have your breakfast or your dinner. Hurricane Hole is down in the Marina Village. You get such a lovely breeze there as you enjoy your breakfast, watching the boats go by. You've also got Le Bateau, which has a swim-up bar, but also fantastic sushi and fish tacos at lunchtime. It's just up in the main resort area and is one of my favourite things about this resort. Coco Cafe is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m, which has got coffee, snacks, ice creams. You can have an affogato and mix 2 of those. I find it so hard to go into a Coco Cafe and leave with only a coffee in one hand. I nearly always have something in my other hand, some kind of snack, because they're so tasty. The Rum Cave, this is on site. It's for tastings with local professionals who will do pairing and tasting or just tasting of local rums. And it's a fantastic thing to do. It's included in the activities program. If you want to do it as a private session, then it would have an additional cost to it. The grounds themselves are gorgeous. You can see the marina just there in the background. And then this pavilion here is one of the areas where they would do things like yoga and meditation in the morning. I did some fantastic morning yoga sessions here, again, with that lovely breeze coming off the marina. The spa village is on site. It has a meditation garden. It's got these treetop cabins where you just, again, feel that breeze coming in. It feels like you're embracing nature and surrounded by nature. And you can have things like a couples massage. There's also this waterfall here and then the treehouse in the background where you can either have a private dining experience for a romantic moment. You can have a treatment up there. They also use it for things like the cocoa body scrub making class. think I've got a picture of that coming up. We've got a couples massage in one of the treatment rooms. And then here is, as I mentioned earlier, a list of some of the activities that are on offer at Zoetry Marigot Bay. So you have things like yoga and meditation. It's nearly always one of those every day. You can have afternoon tea with fresh plant-based local teas. You might have a cooking lesson, wine tasting, rum tasting, Creole lessons, croquet. Just to draw your attention a bit further down, the ridge climb is a fantastic thing that they do in the morning, where you get to go up out of the resort and explore the local area, and they even have a stop at a meditation platform with a stunning view back over Marigot Bay. Botanical tour around the gardens inside the resort. So lots of great things there to really kind of improve your well-being and have a low adrenaline, but really kind of personal educational experience, which is all included in the Endless Privileges. This is up in that treehouse that I mentioned, the body scrub making class. So you can make different things that would go into your treatment if you wanted to use that in your massage later on. And then I wanted to show you this slide because I love it. The sunsets really are that colour. It's a gorgeous setting. It's been used in several films, like Rex Harrison's Dr. Dolittle in about 1966, I think it was, and also Pirates of the Caribbean, which, you know, to be fair, a lot of places in the Caribbean have been a set for Pirates of the Caribbean, but you can see very clearly when you know the area that this was used in the original film. But it really is a stunning resort surrounded by all the beauty of St. Lucia. In terms of extra resources you can use to help you, our media site has lots of images on it. It's also got videos. Everything I've shown in this presentation you can find for yourself. There's also an app which you can download just to tell you a bit more about those two. Our media site has got lots of contact lists. If you wanted to contact the resort directly, you can do that by finding the actual names, email addresses and positions of people in the resort, and you can go to them directly. Our app also shows you things like the next 7 days, as you saw earlier, in the resort, today's activities, a rainy day programme, should you be going out of season, just to see what other activities still happen despite the weather, and things like the spa treatments. You can't book those treatments until you're in resort, but through the app you can see what they are and find out how much your clients might need to save should they wish to do one of those during their stay. We've also got our Confident Collective platform, which is a great way for you guys to get agent rates, because we'd love for you to come and stay at one of our resorts. Once you've completed our e-learning program, you then get to use to access the agent rates, which are normally up to 35% off and bookable up to 90 days in advance. So please do register for that if you haven't already, and then you get access to all of our resorts. And later on today, one of you is going to win a £30 Treatwell gift card, which will give you the chance to be pampered and look after your wellness and well-being. So I'm really looking forward to giving that away to one of you lucky people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alice. Oh, it made me want to just be there with a cocktail watching the sunset. That picture is really, really beautiful.
When should we go?
Yes. When should we go? Okie dokie, guys. Do you guys have any questions for Alice at all? If you have anything, pop it into the chat and then we'll go back through it and try to make sure everything's answered. The same if you have any for Angela. So now we're going to be heading to the Body Holiday and Stolen Time with Angela.
Nicole, hi everyone. Lovely to meet you all, see you all. Just to introduce myself, as Nicole said, my name's Angela. I work for Clear Marketing International, and we're a hotel representation company. We're lucky enough to represent Body Holiday and Stolen Time in St. Lucia. So we'll start with Body Holiday, move over to Stolen Time. So Body Holiday, we are a 5-star all-inclusive health and wellbeing resort set in the very northern tip of St. Lucia. So as Nicole said, BA fly 6 to 7 times a week. I would definitely recommend to get the helicopter transfer to get up to Body Holiday, because it is around an 1.5-hour journey. If you're driving, you can see we're right at the very northern tip up here. So you can get the helicopter transfer over to Castries, and then we're just a 1/2-hour drive to get up to Body Holiday. And then when you get to us, we are set in this really secluded little cove here. So even though none of the beaches in St. Lucia are public, ours, none of the beaches in St. Lucia are private. Ours actually feels really private because you can only access this beach from the resort or from the ocean itself. So we have our award-winning wellness centre up in the top right-hand corner, food and beverage along the front, and accommodation buildings over here on the left. And we've got some villas dotted in the back as well. So our main KSPs at Body Holiday would be, one of the main KSPs would be that we offer daily treatments to all of our guests that stay with us. It's a 50-minute spa treatment. You've got 12 different spa treatments to choose from body wraps, scrubs, massage, facials, and you can have one every day of your stay, excluding day of arrival and day of departure. So every full day of your stay, you can get a spa treatment staying at Body Holiday. So it's very unique and really special to us at Body Holiday. So the Wellness Centre is around about 150 steps to get up there. So you really feel like you've worked for your spa treatment when you get to the very top. And then you've got incredible views out to the beach and the main resort down below. And we sort of have a 360 approach to health and wellness at Body Holiday, where you have your daily treatments, like I mentioned, but we also have a skin clinic, so you can get specialised treatment for your face for your body. We'll do like a full wellness sort of check where we check your bloods, we can check your sort of BMI, your stress levels, heart blood pressure. We can do all that sort of things on the science side, and then sort of give you a plan so you know exactly what you need to be eating, what sort of exercise you need to be doing in order to sort of balance that out and become healthier within yourself. And then we also have an Ayurvedic temple. So Ayurvedic uses different like Eastern and Western practices. And it's all about your dosha type. So the doctor will sort of diagnose your dosha type, which is they'll ask you lots of different questions about your lifestyle, about your health, your weight. They'll diagnose you to say if you're like a fiery person, where you're quite hot-headed, you eat a lot of spicy food. They'll say to you, you need to do more yoga, you need to eat more sort of cool foods like ice cream and things like that to sort of balance you, to sort of align your dosha type. So there's a lot more I could say about that. That's very top line. I only have 10 minutes. So, but yeah, just to give you an idea of a 360 approach, everyone pretty much knows us for the complimentary spa treatments each day, but not a lot of people know about the more different approaches we have to health and well-being at Body Holiday. And then the other main KSP would be our activity. So we offer over 40 different activities to do per day, complimentary, and this is pretty much any activity you can think of, from like meditation. We've got Reformer Pilates is quite new for us, so that's just been introduced at Body Holiday. Spinning, aqua aerobics. We've got all the different types of motorized water sports. We've even got tubing. That's not really classed as a sport, but it's so much fun. And then we've got a sailing school as well. Scuba diving is included once per day. You go out from a shore and do a shore dive. So yeah, a lot of different activities you can take part in. And in terms of restaurants, so we have 5 different restaurants, starting with our clubhouse. So this is the sort of heart of the hotel. We serve afternoon tea here every day. This is where you'd sort of come for like pre and post your spa treatments. Maybe you have come here for a drink before your before dinner or post dinner. Our evening entertainment happens here. And if we have any sort of specialists in the house, any sort of guest presenters doing motivational speeches, this is where they'll be speaking to our guests. And then, we are all inclusive, and the food here is absolutely incredible. We have Caribou, which is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We have Caribou Windows, which is a 7-course taster menu that's open a few nights a week, included in your all-inclusive offering, and Pavilion Grills. This is really informal, open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's sort of like fresh stone-baked pizzas, freshly grilled fish, things like that. So, we do serve pizza at Body Holiday. My sort of takeaway with this property is that it's not a boot camp, it's not no alcohol allowed or anything like that. There is a lot of indulgence as well. So it's really about balance, get up, do a spinning class, take your spa treatment, and then, grab a pizza and have lots of cocktails over lunchtime sort of thing. So that's the sort of idea of Body Holiday. It's definitely not a boot camp. And then we also have the Wellness Cafe. So it's really informal, set on the boardwalk, lovely place to grab breakfast and lunch, do smoothies, wraps, like bento boxes. Tao is Asian fusion fine dining. That's just open for dinner. And we have 155 rooms and 4 different villas at Body Holiday. All of the rooms have Wi-Fi, which I know isn't that exciting to hear, but it's definitely something to point out because the Wi-Fi in the rest of the resort is terrible. But that's totally on purpose because we don't want you to be sort of scrolling on Instagram, checking your emails on the beach. We want you to completely disconnect when you're staying with us. So the Wi-Fi is great in the rooms and in the library, but nowhere else in resort. We've got pillow menus for you to choose from, and no TVs in the rooms. Again, same sort of idea. We want you to really get away from everyday life. So we have incredible oceanfront suites and oceanfront rooms as well. So these are sort of more secluded on the right-hand side, so they do feel quite private. And we have 29 rooms that don't carry a single person supplement. So so we don't sort of penalise solos for coming to and travel with us, and we do get a lot of solo travellers. We get a lot of repeat customers as well, because we do accommodate for everyone, whether you're travelling with friends, on your own, you know, with your mum. Like we welcome everybody. And then we have different feature months throughout the year as well. So these are 9 months of the year where we have dedicated months to a specific sort of theme. So for example, in June, we have Jive June, where we will have presenters from Dancing with the Stars or Strictly Come Dancing, and they will be the teachers of the dance class throughout the month of June. So it's included in all inclusive. All of our classes are open, so you just turn up, take part. That's great sort of extra. So they're moving over to Stolen Time. So this hotel is right next door to Castries. So if you're island hopping, if you are flying into the regional airport, then this hotel is not even probably 1 or 2 minutes drive away. It's super close. So great for island hopping. Great people that want to get the helicopter. If you're coming from the international airport, then it's about an hour's drive up. So Stolen Time used to be Rendezvous up until 2022, and then we changed the name and the concept. So now we are adults only, and we're a health and wellbeing resort. So with 5-star, all inclusive, very similar to Body Holiday in that way. But at Stolen Time, it's more about relaxing, de-stressing, sort of getting away from everyday life and just sort of trying to live in the present moment. We relax on our 2-mile stretch of beach, Malabar Beach, that you can see there. And yeah, just getting away from it all. It's not as high energy as Body Holiday is. It's more relaxing, and it's more about, you know, just spending time on the beach, maybe doing some yoga, Tai Chi, but not as much the high energy running from that spa treatment to that activity to that meal sort of thing. And the price point is a lot better than Body Holiday as well. So perhaps if somebody's on a budget, but they're interested in wellness, they might sort of want to dip their toe into a wellness trip, then I would definitely recommend Stolen Time because it's sort of the best of both. As I mentioned, yeah, we're right by Castries. We're only 100 rooms, so we're more of a boutique property, and our footprint's quite flat because we're an old coconut plantation. So great for guests that might have walking difficulties, because it's very easy to get around. And when we changed the concept, we introduced a lot more in terms of activities and entertainment. So we now offer over 30 different activities to do per day, very similar to Body Holiday, you know, most activities you can think of. But at Stolen Time, you'll most likely find people doing like the meditation classes, the Pilates, more for your mind than your body, at Stolen Time. And then we have a lot of like arts and craft classes. We do like paint and sip, massage classes, basket weaving, things like that. And we've just opened a pickleball and paddle court as well. So that's quite new for us. And then our spa. So our spa is very boutique. It only has 3 treatment rooms, so it's really small. So we don't offer complimentary spa treatment. So the team are absolutely amazing. They've been trained at Body Holiday, and the treatments are exactly the same. It's just at Stolen Time you do have to pay for them. We have an incredible lazy river that runs sort of throughout the resort. It hasn't got a current. It's not one of those types of ones, but it's got lots of little sort of nooks and crannies that with sun lounges you can go and read a book, or, you know, just keep the cocktail topped up. So we have beach service and pool service. So the team will come round, the the pool. They'll wade through the pool and bring you pina coladas. So yeah, so that's our lazy river. And then we've got an amazing pool with a swim up bar that overlooks the beach. And then in terms of food and beverage, we have 3 different restaurants. So the terrace is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we have our bar here as well. So this is where we would have a nightly entertainment, things like that. Malabar Beach Club. So this is a real toes in the sand experience. You leave your flip flops at the door. No music's piped in. You just listen to the waves come rolling in. So it's really, really cool. We're open for lunch and dinner. And then we've got Time Restaurant, which is Asian, so it's French Caribbean fusion dining. That's open probably like 6 nights a week. And Time Restaurant, you do have to book that one. And then the Champagne Bar. So the Champagne Bar is open every night apart from Wednesdays, where we do our manager's cocktail evening. And we at 6 p.m. every day we have bubbly hour. So there'll be a certain bottle of bubbly, champagne, prosecco, sparkling wine, whatever it may be that night. And the sommelier will talk you through that bottle and keep you topped up for that hour. So it's a great sort of pre-drink before you go for dinner. And then this bar actually closes when the last guest wants to leave. So a lot of our guests want to break the record. The record at the moment is 10 a.m. the following morning, like after the night before. So it's a late record at the moment if anyone or anyone's clients wish to try and break that. But yeah, really lovely place to spend the evening, Champagne Bar, or all night if you want to. We have 100 rooms here. So these are our beachfront rooms here. As you can see, just steps away from the beach itself. So fantastic location. We've got beachfront cottages as well. So great for a bit of seclusion because these are set a little bit further away from the main resort. And then we have our veranda suite. So I've got some images here and also on the next slide too. So these are really big, really spacious, huge, oversized verandas. Obviously, that's why they're named that. And then we have our leading room type. So these are our premium garden view rooms. And we have 12 of these that don't carry a single person supplement. So again, to sort of encourage solo travelers, we can offer that. And we also offer twin bedded rooms as options as well. Again, no TVs in the rooms. We want you to put your phone in the safe, have a bit of a digital detox when you're staying with us at Stolen Time. And again, we offer different feature months at Stolen Time throughout the year. They're a little bit different to Body Holiday, where we would have we've got Dive into Spring. These are just some examples for you, but I can send you more details on it. Dive into Spring, where we have a famous Maldivian free diver who can teach you how to free dive. He'll take you around different dive sites around St. Lucia. And this is all included in the all-inclusive. So if you're staying with us when these theme months are on, you get to learn from the experts. And then we do a lot of weddings at Stolen Time, you know, special occasions, honeymoons, things like that. So any sort of special occasion, just let us know. Yeah, the team's amazing in resort. They'll be able to help you with any sort of special occasion. So that is Body Holiday and Stolen Time in a really quick 10 minutes. There's so much more I could say, but I'm going to follow up with you all. So you've got, you know, the images, fact sheets, and you'll have my details. If you've got any questions at all, just let me know.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you for that lovely presentation. You guys got to see 3 amazing resorts, definitely for different clients. So now you've got options, and definitely consider a twin center in St. Lucia. Anywhere up in the north, like Body Holiday or Stolen Time, you can also twin it with Marigot Bay as well. The typography is different on resort in terms of Marigot Bay is in that sort of rainforest sort of area where you've got the lovely beach up in the north. So you can definitely think of a twin center within St. Lucia. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna have a look in the chat quickly, see if there's any questions from today. I don't think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the question and answer portion of the afternoon. So hopefully you guys were all listening. And I'm going to go away and tell you what I'm giving away. So I'm giving away a £50 Amazon voucher for the person who puts the correct answer the quickest in the chat box. And please, if you do win a prize, please give someone else an opportunity to win another prize, to win a prize, I should say. And my question is, How many pillars of wellness did we identify in St. Lucia? Oh, we've got 56. I saw 56 somewhere, but I'm
Oh,
sure that's
great.
figures. I've got somebody under the name of Sales. You have it correct. So it's 6 pillars of wellness, and you came in first. But can you let me know what your name is so I can find you? Who is under Sales? Oh, Sales still here? I might go to the next person if Sales doesn't respond. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Maybe that could be one of my team members because I know they were sort of watching today. So I'm going to go to the next person. And Chrissy, you got the correct answer. That was 6 pillars of wellness. If you just let me know in the chat, Chrissy, your full name, so I can make sure that I can. You was Sales. I was waiting for you to respond to find out your name and who you were.
Maybe it is Sales' first name.
Oh. Paige Richardson, thank you. Sorry, you did get the correct answer. Oh gosh. So Chrissy, what I'll do is I'll send you out a consolidation prize. It might be like a goodie bag or something, but I'll send you something out in the post. And Paige, I do need not sure if you registered, but I do need an email address from you, Richardson. So if you can send me that privately, I will make sure that we've got that, just to make sure I've got you on the list. And Chrissy, I've got your details as well. Mackenzie Cooper. So congratulations. Yes, the answer was 6 pillars of wellness. Hopefully we can get a straighter one this time, but I'm going to go ahead to Alice. Do you want to go ahead and say what you're giving away and also ask your question? Thank you.
Absolutely. So I did a little teaser in the presentation, but we're giving away a £30 Treatwell e-gift card, and that can be used in thousands of salons or wellness venues across the country to give yourself a little treatment, whether that's a manicure, pedicure, it could be towards a haircut, it could be towards a massage, all sorts of things included, and it's all just bookable via the Treatwell website or through the app. So my question for someone to win this gift card: what is the minimum age to stay at a Zoetry resort? What's the minimum age? Interesting. Okay. So the answer was, or the person to get it right, Ian Cook got it right. Yeah, with 0, because there is no minimum age. They do accept children. So it's a bit of a trick question. Thought it'd be a bit mean. Yeah. So well done, Ian. Hopefully Nicole's got your details and we'll get that over to you.
Yes, I've got your details in. I've got your email address. So I will share that with Alice and then she'll send you details of the prize. Congratulations. Okay, we have one more prize to go. I'm going to now hand over to Angela. I'm going to tell you what she's given away and go ahead and ask her question.
Yep, so we are giving away a gift set, a wellness gift set. So whoever is the right answer, just drop me your email address so I can get your details and your address to send it to. So our question is, what time does the champagne bar close at Stolen Time? Oh.
They're quick
now.
now.
Never. She's put it in caps.
What answer will you accept, Angela?
Yeah, it doesn't. So yeah, I'll accept Daryl's.
Okay.
He was the first one. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, Daryl. I'll
congratulations,
drop me your email
Daryl.
address.
Okay, perfect.
Well done, Daryl.
Well done, Daryl. I hope you enjoy that spa gift set while you're enjoying your 11 rums. So thank you guys so much for being with us here today on this webinar this afternoon to learn more about St. Lucia's health and wellness offering. This presentation is recorded, so I will go ahead and put it on YouTube and send you a YouTube link if you want to watch it again or if you want to share it with other colleagues. I will also share the details of myself and the co-presenters as well, so if you want to be in touch. Guys, if you make any bookings, any of the resorts you've heard today, or any in St. Lucia, please reach out to us, myself, or the hotel partners. Let them know so they can maybe put a little note in the room for you, or a box of chocolates or some champagne or something, so that that client will come back to you and hopefully will book again with you. So thank you everybody for taking the time to be here with us here today. Thank you to Alice and Angela for also being on the call and sharing those properties. And we look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.